Hi folks, didn't see you sitting there. Sorry about that. Becca and I thought we would do a little Q&A video, and we thought, well, you know, while we're just talking endlessly, we thought you might like a few bunnies to look at. So stick around. We'll be right back with you. Folks, we thought we'd do a little Q&A video while we was at it. Well, you know, hey, what better time to get some of these little critters out and let them run around. These three little Netherlands here, just to introduce. Oh, I'm Chuck, still with the Half Acre Homestead.
And I'm Becca, from Hillbilly Half Acre Homestead.
Anyway, these three little youngsters here, these are the surviving spring edition of Squirrely Girl's. This is her litter. This is her Squirrely Girl's spring litter. These are the three that have survived. I think this is going to be what you would call a Siamese smoked pearl. I don't know, I'll have to look into that, because it's for sure got a definitely pronounced light undercolor there, so I'll have to look that up. This little guy here, or girl, I don't know just what's going to happen with him. We think at some point, I don't think Mama did this. I don't know if this was a predator. From it, so that's good for the time being. This I think is a little fawn, or possibly a tort. I don't know. Looking like it may be a tort. Y'all tell me. Got a little smut. I wouldn't know if you call it smut. I don't know. It's got some color coming in on its nose here. A little on its ears. I don't know. You call that a tort? You tell me. They're all pets. They're just bunnies, and we love them. Doesn't really matter to me what you call them. The three chocolates here, these are the three chocolates that are out of Hershey and Tagalongs. Recent litter, this will be Hershey's. These will be members of Hershey's last litter with us. Come here, you got a little something out of there, buddy. Can't be comfortable. There we go. Now we go. Like little kids, they get eye crusty. I guess I'm a little kid too then, because I get eye crusty sometimes. Okay, now that we're off the eye crusty subject, these are going to be the members of the last three, or the last three out of the last litter we will have. Hershey. Next month, Hershey and Twix are both going to be taking up residence elsewhere. They will be going to a home in Belonia, Arkansas. Well, the baby's home. Twix and Hershey will. And there's also going to be a little buck that's going to go with them from Twix, I believe. Yeah. Okay. Now look, we've spoke before. I'm gonna go off subject here. Okay, we're jumping from a Q&A video real quick to a rabbit genetics video. Okay. Remember how we talked about the dwarf gene? Look at these three rabbits, folks. This doesn't just happen. Okay. Mini Rex is a dwarf breed. See these three nice small bunnies right here? These are hit by the dwarf gene. Okay, there's a little buck call a bud. A big ugly doe is what it stands for. Doesn't mean she's really ugly. It just means that she's not a dwarf rabbit, and she is not going to be suitable for actually placing on the show table. Does that mean that she's no good? Absolutely not. A lot of times your big ugly does or your non-dwarf gene carrying does with the right buck can be some of your best brood does because they're bigger bodied. They're actually going to carry. This is actually where you come from. A lot of times you'll have your dwarf. You'll have your dwarf bunnies, and they will have larger than normal litters. Normally, a normal litter for mini rex is like 5 or 6, I would say. And when you start having bunnies that have consistently bigger baby or bigger litters than that, you know, most likely if you step back and look, you probably got, if it's supposed to be a dwarf gene breed, then you probably got one that didn't actually get hit by the dwarf gene. Okay, and that's actually what happened to this one. Look in comparison. Look at the ear length. Okay, let me show you just here these, because these two are does. See there where the ears come up to on that one? Now watch. Look how much longer that ear is. That ear is a good ½ an inch longer at the same age. Okay, these are all siblings. Okay, and this one probably weighs a good three-quarters of a pound. My scales, I'm gonna have to fix my scale. It got blew off the thing the other night in a storm, and it landed wrong, and I'm gonna have to take it apart and get it straightened out again. Okay, anyway, dwarf gene, non-dwarf gene. Okay, if you're looking for something to put on the show table, this is what you want. You want your dwarf. If they've been hit by the dwarf gene, that's what you want to put on the show table. Okay. And these guys, even though they look a little washed out, okay, don't fret. This is all going to be, this is dying, it's getting blown out. It's going to grow back in, and I believe they're going to be just beautiful and dark, just like their mama. Probably darker than their mama, truth be known. But Hershey's pretty dark. Okay, now, Becca, while I've been standing here talking about bunnies, have you got our first question ready?
Yes.
Or have you got our question ready?
I have one of our questions ready.
You have a question ready.
I have a question ready.
And depending on how long the answers are to these questions, folks, we may be doing a video and one question, because it may be something that involves a lot of going off subject and side notes and all that stuff that I normally do and just drive people up the wall. Anyway, if the video gets too long, we're shooting for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, something like that on these videos. If they get too long, we'll just break it off, and we'll break them up into different videos and what have you. So that way we don't have to sit down and watch it all at once. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Okay, Jason Marie Harris. Hi, Jason. She would like to know, first question here, okay, she wants to know how we set up our pedigrees and how we number our rabbits. Well, as far as setting up the pedigrees, we use a software that's called Kentrax Animal Breeder. It's written by a young man or someone in Australia, and I think for a lifetime license to that program, I think was like $25 Australian. And it may not be as good as some other more expensive software, but it does everything that we need. You actually can download that and try it out if you think you might like it. It is, well, it's 100, up to 100 rabbits. Until you've got 100 rabbits stored in the database on the software, it lets you use it for free. That's part of the demo. But once you get 100 rabbits or more, or over 100 rabbits in that database on that software, then it says that you have to license the software in order to continue using it. Okay, so you can definitely download that and get a good chance to try it. Now, 100 rabbits sounds like a lot, but it's not. Because if you're keeping up the pedigrees, remember, each breeding animal that you have, there's 15 different rabbits in that pedigree. And even though you don't own those rabbits, they still have to go in that database. So you're only going to keep a handful of pedigree rabbits before you fill up 100 spaces on that database. But it will give you a chance to try it out. Just keep that in mind. That program will start to. Now they've got older versions of it. I think if you've got older versions of Windows and I think it's free for every version of Linux if you're using Linux. So, but on Windows, the most current version of that, 10 tracks, I think it's $25 Australian, and that's for a lifetime license, and you get all the updates and everything and support and what have you. As for how we number our rabbits, well, the way I number, and I assume you're talking about how we select the ear numbers for the youngsters when we go to tattoo them. And the way we do that is, or the way I do that, everybody's different. First off, you got to know it doesn't really matter. Just pick something, okay? As long as you know what it is, and it's unique in your system to that rabbit, that's the main thing, okay? So, take for instance this rabbit right here. Now, the way I do it, I use an initial, the first initial for the buck. Now that damn goose is coming down here. Get him off at your path, sis. Run him back down yonder. He heard us making noise. Now he's got to come get in the middle of it. Anyway. Back up. Okay, so for the ear number. Now the way I do it, because we've got so many, and you know, I use an initial, the first initial for the buck. I use the first initial for the doe. Okay, I use actually a total of there's 5 numbers in my or 5 characters in my ear numbers. The first number is the first initial for the buck, or it's a letter, obviously. The second one is the first initial for the doe. So, for instance, for these little guys here, this is Squirrely Girl and Mouse. So this would be MS. These are Tag and Hershey. So these would be TH. Okay? Now, third number. What would we do with the third number, sis? You remember?
I don't remember.
Remember the third number, what we do is we use a number. We use 0 through 9, or no, we use 1 through 9 for the corresponding month.
Okay.
Alright? And then that's 9. So the center number for January through 9 will be 1 through 9 for whichever month it is. Now when we get to October, that's month number 10, we use X. November is Y, and December is Z. So these guys right here, assuming they were born, I think, when were these born? Okay, we're gonna pretend they were born in March, and they might have been. I just can't remember. Let's see, May? No, because they're not. They was born in April. Okay, all right, they were born in April. So these little chocolate bucks and does here out of Tag and Hershey, they will be TH and the number 4. Now the 4th number in the tattoo, that is the number for the last. That's the last number of the year. All of my rabbits that were born and tattooed last year in 2016, their 4th digit, their 4th character in their ear number was a 6. Starting January, everybody that was born in January up until now, they're going to have, and for the rest of this year, they're going to have a 7 in the 4th number. Okay? So, now, that being said, these little guys, for the last, 5th and last, it's just a number that corresponds to the number they are in the litter. Okay, for Hershey, or for Tag and Hershey, this litter there was 8 bunnies. Okay, we've only got the 3 chocolates here. They've also got 5 solid blacks in that litter as well. That look little, we call them little tags. But these are the little Hershey's here. But their last number, now say this buck, this little guy right here, this is a buck. Okay? He would be TH471. And the bucks always get an odd number. That way I don't have to put B or D in there. The bucks always get an odd number. Okay? The does, this would be TH472. This would be TH474. And then of course one of the blacks would be a buck and there would be TH273. Sometimes we do, if we've got say 1 buck and 5 does in the litter, or vice versa, we do have to skip some numbers. Okay, there's some numbers that won't be. Okay, I might have if there's 4 bucks, you know, I might have to go. Here, you gotta. I might have to go and yeah. Breaks my heart too, buddy. That just bugs me. Anyway, he's got so 0, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So I can that works up to 5. If I get any more than 5 of any gender, and then I've also got 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So if I get more than 5 of either gender, then I might have to toy with the notion of adding a 6th character. But so far that has not happened. What you say, buddy? Come here. Come on. Come on. So far I haven't had to do that. But now you don't have to do that as complicated as what I have. The reason I do that is because I know the rules that I have set up for my ear numbers, and so these guys aren't tattooed yet, but if they were, I can go and if I have them in the grow out pen, without having to have anything on a device like this, or printed out on a paper, or having to run back and forth to my computer, I can pull this rabbit out of the grow out pen or wherever he's housed, and I can look at his little ear number and I can say, TH. That's Tagalong. His daddy's Tagalong. His mama is Hershey. And it looks like he was born in April of 2017. And without even having to flip him over, going by that last number, I can determine if this is a buck or a doe. Now, it sounds silly. I usually flip them over and check anyway, simply because, well, I haven't met my quota of mistakes for the year usually, so there's always a chance of one more.
He was kicking that one in the face.
You know, I'm allowed 1 mistake a year, and here it is May, and I haven't done it yet, so, yeah. Anyway, so I flip them over and double check anyway. I have made a mistake on an ear number one time, and I had a buck leave here with an even number. That's a little doe. So that would be a TH272. This would be a TH274. This is a TH2, or I keep saying 47. TH472, 474, and TH471. Or I could give either one of these a 0 too. So 0 I consider an even number, because it's either you can either say the 0 is the last digit of 10, or it's the even that comes before 1. So however you want to look at it, but that's the way I do it. Keep in mind, Lightning McQueen, he came to us and it was real simple. He had 112 tattooed in his left ear. Perfectly acceptable. Okay, if you're going to show them, you know, it's for identify. And for those of you that don't know, your own ID numbers always go into that left ear. The right ear is reserved for if that rabbit ever gets registered. There's going to be a special insignia or number that's going to be tattooed in the right ear if that rabbit ever gets registered with the American Rabbit Breeders Association. The left ear is simply for your identification, okay? So as long as you know what that, you can identify that rabbit by the ear number, that's all that matters, okay? So you can put something real simple. A lot of people nowadays, since we have those pens, you know, where we can tattoo with them now. You know, it used to be you had to be kind of picky. Now you can pretty much put anything in their ear. Glow stick, our Black Otter Doe, Mini Rex Doe Glow Stick, she actually has her full name, Glow Stick, tattooed in her left ear. And she's the only one that I think that is like that. She came to us that way, which, you know, Uh, that's, you know, she came to us from another rabbitry, and that's what that breeder used. They just tattoo, because it is easy to do if you're using with a pin. Now, if you're using a clamp system, those digits on that clamp system are, I don't care what size you get, they're so big that you can't put the full name glow stick in a mini Rex rabbit's ear with one of those, and most of them only hold 4 or 5 numbers or letters anyway. So that's why I like that's one reason I like the pin. The pin plus the pin, it also shows up better and longer. I don't think they'll jump down.